Rise Up Ukraine. Rise Up Ukraine, Ukrainian, Vstavai, Ukraino, was a nationwide series of political protests by opposition parties All-Ukrainian Union Fatherland. It was intended as a 2-month campaign to end on 18 May 2013 in Kyiv. But since the start, the provisional final date was initially in May 2013 postponed to 24 August 2013, Independence Day of Ukraine. But since then no final end of the protest has been set. Kyiv protest preparations. The Kyiv events of May 18, the Europe Day in Ukraine, should have been a conclusion of the ongoing national campaign Rise Up Ukraine that started on March 14, 2013. During the demonstrations, the parliamentary opposition was supposed to announce the joint candidate to the 2015 presidential elections. On May 16, 2013, the Kyiv city-state administration approved to hold both rallies, one led by the Party of Regions as Into Europe Without Fascism, and another led by a coalition of opposition parliamentary parties as part of Rise Up Ukraine campaign. As the start of the event drew close, the members of parliamentary opposition were complaining that the authorities were impeding arrival of the event-willing participants that were coming to Kyiv. Along with the main political demonstrations, that day in Kyiv were scheduled a lot of other public events. For example, the Social Patriotic Assembly of Slavs planned to conduct a march Ukraine above all else before noon. The Kyiv city-state administration authorities planned the opening of the European Village with participation of the Ambassador of the European Union, Jan Timbinsky, and Minister of Foreign Affairs Leonid Kyzhara. Also that day were supposed to take place ice cream festival, cycling and motor trials with participation of sports vehicles, the International Football Festival Great Ball, and many more. Rise Up Ukraine route. The demonstration Rise Up Ukraine was scheduled to take place from 10:00 in the morning to 19:00 in the evening, starting at the European Square. The Kyiv city administration managed to find agreement with the All-Ukrainian Union Fatherland to leave the European Square by 12:15 in the afternoon and asked the Party of Regions not to start any events at the same square before 13:00. A group of athletic men in tracksuits assaulted attendees of the Rise Up Ukraine march and journalists. In Europe Without Fascism route, the demonstration of Party of Regions, which the party had called anti-fascist demonstration, was planned to take place from 9:00 to 15:00 starting at the Memorial Complex Museum of the Great Patriotic War 1941–1945 and finishing at the European Square. Participants of the Rally to Europe Without Fascists received compensation from Party of Regions for the bus and daily expenses. Earlier that spring, more joining Europe Without Fascists marches and gathering under the auspices of the Party of Regions were held. The 18 May 2013 march was meant as final anti-fascist rally of a nationwide 4-day meeting. According to press reports, public employees had been ordered to attend the marches and gatherings. The Jewish Organizations Congress of the National Communities of Ukraine and the Association of Jewish Organizations and Communities have spoken out against the Joining Europe Without Fascists marches, calling them aimed primarily to discredit the political opposition. Demonstrations and rallies. Both rallies started to gather at the European Square on 18 May 2013 at 11:30. The rally of opposition eventually was supposed to march onto the Sofia Square, Sofiaska Plashcha. Highlights: military vehicle blocked, participation of hostile civilians, athletes in cooperation with militia, passive actions from militia on demands of demonstrators to stop violence, allowing a civil disorder. Legacy. The term Titushky, unofficial pro-government mercenaries, much used during the 2013–2014 Euromaidan, derived from an attack by Vadim Titushko on Channel 5 journalists in Kyiv on 18 May 2013.